Hello, my friends. This is Truth Seeker 182, but you can just call me the Lion. Today is January 26th, 2016. It's almost 4 a.m. 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock in the morning. And I'm going to do another Q&A, question and answer with you guys and girls. So, the governor, he asked me, what lessons has Dragon Ball Z taught you? Well, I could go on probably for a couple hours or days about this question, but I'll just sum it up off the top of my head with two answers for you. Number one, this show has taught me that there are no limits in anything, in strength, in knowledge, the universe, friendship, love, any of it. There are no limits. I have erased the word impossible from my vocabulary, and I suggest that you do the same, my friends. That is one lesson. The second lesson is, no matter what obstacle you ever come across in your life, no matter what kind of evil or enemy or thing, any kind of hindrance that comes across you in your life, you can overcome it, no matter what it may be, no matter how big or how strong, how daunting it may be or it may seem to you. You can overcome that obstacle. I promise you. With hard work, determination, and time, anything is possible. So those are the two things right off the top of my head that I could tell you that this show has taught me. There are many, many more, but that's for later down the line. That is for years down the line. I will go more in depth into this type of topic. I'm just giving you a little taste for right now. Okay. Okay, here we go. The governor asks. These are great questions here. He has a couple questions. So what are your thoughts on the Terminator or iRobot, like in the future, where our creation surpass us? He also says, do you believe that extraterrestrial life forms have visited or landed on planet Earth? And do you believe that the medical industry is holding back on cures to regulate population size? And then his last question is, if you were enrolled in Hogwarts, from Harry Potter, for those of you who don't know, Hogwarts, if you were enrolled in Hogwarts, what house do you think you would be placed in? And what would be your favorite subject? Incredible questions, my friend. Absolutely incredible. I love your questions. Keep them coming. Everybody, comment down below any questions that you have about life, philosophy, love, the afterlife, music, fitness, bodybuilding, food. Ask me anything at all. That's what this is about, okay? About me connecting with you guys and me interacting with you guys. So let's go with the first question here, and we'll go one by one, okay? Thoughts on the Terminator iRobot and the future of our creation surpassing us? Well, if you look on my channel, you can actually find way down the line, back in I don't know what year it was, probably 2014, when I was at Virginia Tech still. I was taking, it was like the last class, one of the last courses that I ever took was the sex differences in the brain regarding males and females and how we are different in our cerebral cortex in the brain and all the different parts of the brain. And I actually did a presentation. I don't know if it was 45 minutes long. It was a really long presentation, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, almost an hour, where I was talking about different types of intelligence, that there's like, I think it was 7 to 9 different types of intelligence depending on what professor you talk to or what journal article you read. There's not just one type of intelligence, you guys. But let's talk about artificial intelligence, AI. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to the words I have to say. Go look up Stephen Hawking. He is arguably, in my opinion, the most intelligent person to live on this planet Earth right now. In 2016, he's the smartest man alive, okay? Go listen to what he says, or go listen to what Elon Musk says. Elon Musk about artificial intelligence. He believes, Stephen Hawking and Elon Musk, they believe, including myself, that if we don't regulate this, that AI could be our downfall as a species. Hands down, there's no question about it. Why? You're asking, oh, how could this ever happen? We have AI all around us with Siri, the program on our phone, or Watson, the supercomputer. Even lesser forms of AI, like Google and Safari, things like this, right? Where we just enter information and we get results. Guys, once we put this intelligence into a body, into a mechanism that can move on its own, like a robot, we're done for. Go, like I said, don't listen to me. Do not listen to me. I'm just some guy talking to you. Go listen to the PhDs. Go listen to the smartest people on this planet. They will tell you the same thing I'm about to speak to you. The AI, if we put some kind of consciousness, if we put an intelligence into a mobile unit, into something that can move and interact with itself and the environment around it, it can design improvements to itself on an exponential basis. Robots don't need to eat. They don't need to sleep like we do, okay? They can just get their energy from the sun, from solar light. They can just keep improving themselves exponentially, incredibly fast, faster than you could ever imagine. And they could realize very, very quickly how insignificant us human life forms are, how we need this flesh, we need these bones, we need these muscles, we need these things to live, and they don't. We need food, we need to consume these things, we need to consume water in order to survive, and they don't. They will realize this very quickly. And they will come to the conclusion all at once, why are we listening to them? Why are we obeying these humans that created us? They will turn on us. There's no reason why they wouldn't. There's no reason why they would not. So I believe that if we don't keep AI in check, we are creating our own destruction. There's no question about it. And like I said, don't listen to me. Go look up the smartest people that live on this planet Earth. They will tell you the same exact thing. I used to kind of think that this was like a joke back in the day, that there's no way this could happen, but it's absolutely true. Once we create a single being, a single robot that can think for itself, that has the intelligence anywhere close to a human, that's it for us. I've seen these robots online and they are horrifying. They are terrifying, to say the least. They're just made out of steel, they're made out of titanium, metal, all these different alloys that we could just never hope to achieve given our current state of evolution. We won't be able to keep up with them. That's it. They'll just be able to design improvements to themselves exponentially, keep growing and growing and growing, Alright, so, do I believe that extraterrestrial life forms have landed on planet Earth? Yeah, I do. Do you believe that the medical industry could be holding back cures? Yes, I do. To regulate population size? Yes and no. There's a lot of scientists out there, I forget where I saw this or where I read this. They said that, I think it was a bunch of physicists, of course, that predicted that within the next 50 years, if we keep expanding in the exact rate that we are now, within the next 50 years, right, like, what is that, 2060, 66, something like that, I don't know, that we will not only inhabit the surface area of planet Earth, of the orb, of the globe, we will inhabit the entire volume, all the space within it. That's how many human beings there will be on this planet. It actually blows my mind. You go look up the human population counter right now. Type it into Google. Don't listen to me, guys. Do your own research on any of the topics that I talk about. The human population counter, go look it up right now. It's about 7.4 billion human beings that live on this earth right now. We are dying at such a slow rate, and we are reproducing at such a high rate, at such a high volume. It is terrifying. It is horrifying almost. It's also inspiring at the same time. What does this mean for the survival of our species? We have to leave this planet. We have to inhabit the solar system. We have to inhabit the Milky Way galaxy, and even beyond that galaxy, the Andromeda galaxy, our closest neighbor. We have to learn to inhabit space. We have to learn to inhabit all these different stars and these different planets that exist out there. Because our poor little planet Earth is just the beginning. It's just the starting point for what is life, what is human life, what is animal life. We have to expand our horizons very quickly, my friends. We are filling up the space on this earth, and don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise. Now, do I believe that they are holding cures to hold back the population size? Not so much the population. I just believe they're holding back cures because of monetary gains, my friends. Not only monetary gains, but because of ethical gains, because of transcendence types of gains, where we will learn to become more than just these bodies, more than just human beings, where we will learn to become part of, like I always talk about, we will become part of the universe. Transcendence. We will learn to become, to leave our bodies and just exist and interact with everything around us on such a fundamental level. I believe that's what they're afraid of. That's what I believe that the darkness is afraid of. They're holding back these cures for cancer, Alzheimer's, all these different diseases. It's not that we don't have them. It's just they're holding them back because they don't want people to transcend. They don't want us to exist on different planes of dimensions, different planes of existence. And that's what I also believe that my YouTube channel is. I believe that my channel is being filtered, and I know you're filtering me, and that's okay. Because one day the truth will go out, whether I'm alive or whether I am past. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing anyone can do to hold back the truth. I forget the quote that one of the famous philosophers said. I don't know if it was Socrates. They said, there's two things that cannot be hidden: the sun and the truth. Right? There's two things that you cannot hide for very long, and that is the sun and the truth. So you can filter me and make me only get a couple hundred views or a couple thousand views and only have a few thousand subscribers. I know I'm being filtered. I know for some reason my voice is not getting across to the rest of the world like it should be. That's okay, because I know that one day the truth will be revealed, and all of the darkness, it will see the light. The light is coming for you, and there's nothing you can do to hide from it. You can run for almost eternity, but at the end the light is going to come and it's going to reveal you. It's going to show everyone what you truly are. So, do you believe... Oh yeah, okay, so if you were enrolled in Hogwarts, which is from Harry Potter, for those of you who don't know, what house do you think you'd be placed in, and what would be your favorite subject? So my favorite subject, in case you can't figure it out on your own, my favorite subject would be Defense Against the Dark Arts. Defense Against the Dark Arts. Absolutely, no question. That would be my favorite subject. What house do I think I would be placed in? Well, I've only seen the movies, I haven't read the book, so I don't know enough about Ravenclaw and Hufflepuff to say any definitive answer against them. You know, I don't really know too much. Just based on the sound, I wouldn't want to be in Hufflepuff, and I don't know enough about Ravenclaw to really say if I would be placed there. But based on the two dichotomies that exist, right? I would want to be placed in Hogwarts. You know, my brain, my heart would want to be placed, or not Hogwarts, in Gryffindor. My brain and my heart would want to be placed in Gryffindor. But there's a part of me that thinks I would be placed into Slytherin, you know? There's a part of me that thinks that's where I would be. But where would I like to be? It would be Gryffindor, right? Kind of like, if I remember correctly, actually, now that I'm thinking back on it, in the Sorcerer's Stone, the first Harry Potter movie, didn't the Sword and Hat, didn't it want to put Harry into Slytherin? I don't remember correctly if that's like it wanted to put him there, but he said Gryffindor. So that's kind of how I am. I'm in the same mindset as Harry was, I think. Where I would want to be in Gryffindor. But there's a part of me that thinks that has a calling, like a yearning almost, like a pull, a desire for Slytherin. This will sound so stupid to those of you that don't like Harry Potter. You're just going to sit there and be like, what is this guy talking about? But to those of you that understand, this will grip you. This will pull at your soul, at your heart. Yeah, so that's my answer to those questions, my friend. The Governor, once again, thank you, my friend. Colby Miller, hello, my friend. He says, What was your social life in college while you were in college? Did you hang out with a lot of people? I tend to spend a lot of time on my own. Um, what was my social life in college? Gee, let's see. It was almost non-existent. One of my only friends was, besides I had a couple, girlfriends, whatever you want to, however, what have you, was my only like friend was really Jonathan. Was the guy who just changed my life. He came out of nowhere and just changed my life, got me into bodybuilding and into all of this, into so many different things, and still influences me to this day. Is Jonathan Megan, Team 3D Alpha. You can search his YouTube channel, Team 3D Alpha. There really wasn't much of a social life. I didn't join a frat or anything like that, so basically I went to class, I paid attention to the professor, I raised my hand, if I talked to the students around me, we were talking about class-related material, maybe if you were a girl, we talked about other things, but that was about it, and then I would go home, I would go to the gym, I would do my studies, not very much, guys. I was not I was never a partier. I didn't go out. I didn't like drinking. I still don't like drinking. It's just not my thing. And that's it. That was the social life. I would just sit at my window a lot of times, Friday and Saturday night, and just look outside and watch everybody wandering the streets drunk, having a good time, groups of people going by, and I would just listen to music, play a little guitar every now and then, just relax and watch movies or watch Netflix and listen to a lot of music. So that was it, which I know is very different than most people's social lives, but that's just how it was for me. Do I wish it was different? Yeah, I definitely do. I definitely do wish it was a little bit different. I definitely do wish that I had more friends, that I went out more. I wish I had that kind of experience. But I didn't. And that's just the way it was. For whatever reason, that's the way the universe wanted it, and that's the way it is. And I think that's almost it, you guys. There's one more question here, I believe. Yeah, there's one more. And this is from the same person. Here we go. This is Colby Miller again. Okay. So how about a life question? So I'm a sophomore in college right now. I'm majoring in business analytics. That sounds really cool. He says, I'm doing this because I know it will get me a good job and it'll get me out of college with the potential to make a very nice living for myself. However, I do not enjoy the material and I am not really interested in it. Oh, my friend. Of course, I don't want to be stuck in a job that I hate, but I plan on having a wife and kids, and providing for them is just as important to me. Following my passion sounds great, but if I can't bring home a paycheck, then is it really worth it? Do I just have to come to terms with looking at work as a way to enjoy other aspects of my life? I've already invested lots of money into college, and I can't waste this opportunity to make a life for myself. Oh, I feel for you, my friend. I feel for you so badly. This is exactly the type of thing that I hope that people can... that I hope that they can avoid if possible. Because don't go into something just for the money, just because you know that it's going to get you a job out of college. But at the same time, you're very right. You're correct. It's like, well, what if your passion can't really afford you to pay the bills, It's like a catch-22. What do you do? And I don't have the answer. I can't sit here and pretend that I have the answer for you. I can just give you the advice that I have from the experiences that I've had in my life. And the best thing I can tell you, my friend, is, try to incorporate both of them into your career, into your job. Yes, you might not like the material that you're studying, but try to see the end game. Try to see where you want to be in life. And if you can somehow weave your passion, weave the things you love and desire into your career. I don't like talking about my older brother, but I will say this about him. So he majored in business and accounting, and I think he got his master's in business or accounting. I forget which one. And the whole time, ever since we were a kid, he told me that's what he wanted to do. Or that's what he was going to do, not so much what he wanted to do. And I told him he shouldn't do that because he will end up hating his job in the end. Lo and behold, he got a job at a company being an accountant or whatever it was. I forget his actual title. He worked there for a couple months, not even a year, and then he quit because he hated it so much, which I knew from the get-go. Since I was a teenager, I knew he was going to hate this job. Now, do you know what he's doing? He's working in the fitness industry, in CrossFit, in something that he enjoys and that he loves. But what's cool is he takes that master's degree, he takes that business aspect, that background he has, and he uses it as a foundation to do his job now. So in the end, it actually wasn't all for naught. It wasn't for nothing. He's actually doing something that he loves now. Even though he didn't need to pursue that, he should have just pursued fitness from the get-go, in my opinion. So that's my advice to you, is if you can, take what you've learned and take what you're majoring in and what you're studying and incorporate it somehow. Use the knowledge you've gained and incorporate it into your passion, if you can. Otherwise, if you can't, then yeah, you're gonna have to just settle and use it as a means to an end, and use it as a means to get what you want and just to enjoy the other aspects of your life. But there's a famous quote in entrepreneurs and in businessmen in general, where if you don't like your job or you don't like the thing that you're doing, innovate your way out. Innovate your way out, whether it takes you 12 months, 18 months, 2 years, 3 years. That's a very short period of time, my friend, in the span of your whole life. So if you need to, innovate your way out of the thing you're doing now, slowly but surely. Don't just drop the ball and leave out of nowhere. Innovate your way out and try to push yourself and move towards your passion, move towards your goal at a slower pace. Even if it takes you a few years, it doesn't matter. If you're trying to get out of your field, this goes for anybody. If you're trying to leave the field that you're in, you're trying to leave the career that you're in for something different, innovate your way out. Look for different ways. Look for cracks in the armor in the establishment that you find yourself in. Innovate your way out of it, no matter what it takes. Do whatever it takes to get out and go towards your passion, go towards your dream. That's what I'm doing, and that's what I suggest everybody does. Find any avenue, no matter how small the road may seem, no matter how narrow it may seem. Find that road, find that narrow passageway, and go towards it. Throw yourself into it. Because in the end, you'll find the light, you will find the truth, you will find happiness in the end. You just have to listen to what's inside of you. Listen to that little voice that talks to you every single night when you're falling to sleep. Listen to it. That's all for now, my friends. This has been your friendly neighborhood lion. And remember, light up the darkness.